Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I just wanted to bring you guys along today to show you what's happening in this early spring garden. And so come on, let's take an early spring garden update just to see what's blooming, what's not. Look at the tulips that are in progress and some that are already blooming beautifully. So come on, let's see what's going on. Okay guys, so first we'll take a look at some tulips that are blooming in the garden. These are some beautiful tulips that I got from Color Blends last fall, and this blend is called Pink Margarita, and they are still blooming, but they are opening up beautifully and providing such a beautiful show. Aren't those beautiful, guys? Let's take a closer look. Look at those. I mean, they are just beautiful. They look surreal, and they almost look 3D in the way that they pop off the camera. Aren't they just blooming beautifully, guys? So again, this is a blend from Color Blends. It's called Pink Margarita, and it is part of the Darwin hybrids. These are part of what's called the perennial tulips on the Color Blend site. As you guys know, for those of us who don't live in very warm climates, most tulips will be perennial for us. Just kind of depends on the species. But these are specifically bred. They're called part of the perennial collection on Color Blends, and they're specifically bred to be perennials. So again, these are part of the Darwin hybrid from colorblends.com, and this one is Pink Margarita. It's really pretty, right? So pretty. So pretty. There's still a lot to open up, but I mean 2 days ago they weren't open at all, and then there was only a few open on Easter, and then today, oh my goodness. So I figure I better get the camera out while they're so still fresh and beautiful and show you guys. So over here, so these are most of the Darwin collection are mid-spring blooming, and so these were, like I said, some of the first ones to pop up. And as you can see right next to them, these are some late blooming tulips, and so these have not quite made it to the same level of maturity as these. But let's look over here to the right, and you'll see these are some beautiful grape muscaris. This is the lighter purple color. Most of the muscari I got from several websites. I got from dutchgrown.com, colorblends.com, as well as Holland Bulbs and Farms. So I think these are either came from Color Blends, or you know what, I think these came from these came from dutchgrown.com. So this is part of a mix called Best Friends collection from dutchgrown.com. I'll put a picture up, but it's with the lighter colored grape muscari, as you can see there, the lighter purple colored, and it has a like a lighter, kind of rosy pink double tulip, and with fringed edges, and it's a beautiful combination, guys. Again, it's called Best Friend Forever mix from dutchgrown.com, and just a couple of our pencil hollies, Japanese pencil hollies over there. The sun is glaring, guys, sorry for the glare, can't really see it. And then this is a right here we have a climbing rose. It's a Pink Eden climbing rose from heirloomroses.com. So it's an heirloom rose, and again, I believe this is the Pink Eden. Let's see here. Yeah, Pretty in Pink Eden. So it's the Pretty in Pink, if I can say it, the Pretty in Pink Eden, guys, from heirloomroses.com. And this was my first time buying from them. I purchased these last fall, and they really came in a very healthy state. They cut them down back really short, and they they come to you shipped in a dormant state, so that they can be their healthiest in shipping, and it really makes a difference in how they bloom out, guys. So again, this is a climbing rose. It's a beautiful pink heirloom rose, guys, and so the plan is to let it trellis up this fence here, and provide, and I think it gets something like maybe 12 feet, don't quote me, but maybe 12 feet tall. And so it gets pretty tall, and so I'm gonna let it trail up this 6-foot fence and then go over some as much as it can, and then it's gonna work with these Japanese pencil hollies to provide some privacy screen. These will get about 6 to 8 feet in height, guys, so it will get at least as tall as a fence, and they may widen out just a little bit. I think maybe they can get up to maybe 2 feet, and they don't get very wide. They stay very narrow, but they'll get a little bit wider than they are now. We have another rose in between. This, I forget the name. I'm not too happy with these roses I bought from Home Depot. Not familiar with the vendor, but they came in very poor condition with a lot of leaf blights. It had a lot of black spot on it. And anyway, we treated it and they recovered pretty well. We'll just see how they recover this spring. But as you can see, these have been in the ground longer than the heirloom rose, and the heirloom rose, all of the heirloom roses are looking much healthier than these brands. But anyway, this is another brand of a pink rose that's going to kind of fill in the space in between there. I think it gets about 6 feet tall, so it'll get the length of the fence. And that is a pink rose. I forget the brand, guys, sorry. But you can see one of the roses there kind of blooming out. You can kind of see, let's see if I can zoom in on it. You can see the fringed edges kind of there. And like I said, it's a soft rose pink. It'll darken up a little bit, but it's beautiful. One of the first ones to bloom out. Again, DutchGrown.com, Best Friends Forever collection. And let's just go this way while we're here. So those are more Japanese pencil hollies, guys. Okay, so moving right along, guys, you can see back here, that is part of my Firelight Hydrangea hedge. So that is a Firelight Hydrangea from Proven Winters. Again, this for you guys that follow me along, you know that this garden is still very young in its maturity level. This is my grandmother's home. I started renovating her lawns back and front. Started the beautification process last spring. So this is only the most things second growing season, and so we put these Firelight Hydrangeas in place late fall, and so they are really blooming up, leafing out beautifully. I can't wait to see. As you guys know, Firelight Hydrangeas can get anywhere from 6 to 8 feet tall, and they are zones 3 through 8, so they're pretty winter hardy, and they survive. I'm here zone 6, where my grandmother lives in St. Louis, so they survived they did pretty well faring through the cold winter months here. And as you can kind of see, this is a hydrangea hedge of 5 Firelight Hydrangeas. They are spaced about 4 feet apart. They will eventually grow together, but it'll take a few years before that'll happen. When they were purchased, they were about a 2-gallon size, and so they have a lot of growing to do before they'll make this formal hedge. But you can kind of see all the way down. That's the last one there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everything's the glare, you can't even see it. And then 5 is here, guys. Sorry about the glare. But anyway, so these are the next tulips here. And I'm not really sure what I should have wrote down what I planted where, but of course I didn't do that, guys. I'll have to do better next planting season. So, but these, you can see one coming back there. It actually looks like these may be the same as these, but I don't know why. I don't know. I'm not really sure, but you can kind of see that one coming up. I'm not sure, guys. It might be the same. So this might be a pink margarita. They may be lagging behind these. So I got 100 of these. So I don't think this is 100 right here. This is probably what, 50, 60? So this might be the same variety right here. It probably is. We'll just have to see as they bloom. But this part gets much more sun, so these matured much faster than any of these along the way. And again, these are mid-blooming, mid-spring blooming, and I think a lot of these other ones are more late spring blooming. So that all takes into consideration. Anyway, these are some more tulips here, guys. This, as you can see, this is going to be Tulip City. Look at that. But these are also later blooming, and so they haven't bloomed up yet. And I really wish I can tell you what these are. We'll have to see as they bloom on our next tour, guys. But this is some more grape muscari, and this is a darker purple. Get a little bit closer. So these are still pretty young, and they're still coming up, so they haven't really matured yet, but you can see them coming up. I really love these, but I'm learning. I planted a lot. Probably I had close to, oh my God, I had hundreds of these. Hundreds. Easily over 700 of these muscari, but still, as they're coming up, it's still not enough. You have to plant like literally hundreds in one area to get the look that I was going for. And so that's one thing that I'll work on next fall in planting, is make sure to get a bunch more muscari and overplant these areas. Again, Firelight Hydrangea, guys. Now, so these tulips, I'm very excited to see them bloom because I don't remember buying anything this color. Most of the colors are pinks and purples with some yellow added in as accent color. The only thing that I can guess that this is I have something called Sherbet, and it's a blend from colorblends.com, and it does have a peach, kind of a pink peachy color with it. It's like a sherbet, so it's like a peach and pink and peachy combination. So that might be that. Let's hope so. Again, some more muscari that hasn't yet bloomed. It has leafed out. You guys can see they're still pretty young, and we have the muscari all in between those. So again, we have some more early tulips here. Another Firelight Hydrangea there, leafing out beautifully. Another Firelight Hydrangea. More tulips coming in slowly but surely. Another Japanese pinpoint holly with another rose bush. This is one of the brands that I was telling you guys I'm not so happy with, but it is leafing out, so we'll see how they do. Yeah, I just don't remember buying this color. This has to be part of the sherbet. This Sherbet blend from colorblends.com, because that's the only kind of peachy color, orangey color. I didn't buy any colors like that except for that blend. You can see this is another, I still have to cut these roses back, but this one isn't really, maybe it has a couple of blooms on it, leafing out a bit. We'll have to see what it's doing. This one too, it's leafing out a little bit. But all of these look to be the same brand, you guys. So we'll have to see later on to see what this pans out to be, but it's pretty. All right, so looking over here in our next flower bed, this is an azalea, and I'm just trying to remember the name. They are beautiful. They have beautiful fuchsia flowers in multitude when they bloom out. And it's not a Karen's azalea. This one is a, I can't remember. I'll have to put it. I'll put it in the put it down on the in the video, the name of it. But it's very beautiful, guys. And this is how it looks all winter long. It kept its nice evergreen color all winter long. So that is looking pretty good for coming out. As you can see, we lost our loropetalum over the winter. Can you guys see? We lost it. It is a zone 7, and the temperatures got cold, but they didn't get colder than zone 7, but it didn't make it. So I guess loropetalums I can't have in my zone 6 garden. That sucks. Anyway, okay, so this these are hydrangeas here. They're in their early leafing out stage, as you guys can see, so that's good. And these are butterfly bushes. This is a tall one. I think it gets 5 to 6 feet, as is this one over here. You can kind of see it. They are still dormant. I need to come and cut them back, but I think, I'm pretty sure they made it. They should have made it through the winter. We have some smaller ones that, as you can see, are already leafing out. So I think that one is just going to take a little bit more time. These are different, they're both butterfly bushes, but different species. This one gets about 5 to 6 feet tall. So we'll wait to see how that one leaves out. Again, those are the hydrangeas over there, guys. We have the other butterfly bush, another 5 to 6 feet tall one, has not yet bloomed out either. So we're just patiently waiting. These are more hydrangeas over here. And these are hydrangea. These are all hydrangea macrophyllus in this garden over here, guys. This is another azalea, same as the other one that we just looked at. Again, look how beautifully it came out of winter, guys. I mean, and again, it gets nice fuchsia flowers in multitude. This is another butterfly bush that's leafing out pretty good, as you can kind of see. It's leafing out really well. Glare. And then these, I need to come in here and weed, so excuse the weeds. But so I planted about 100 or more tulips in this area, and it does, you can see 100 tulips does not go far. So next fall I'm going to be working on really building up this. I mean, these are still pretty early in bloom, but we're going to be really working on building this area up, because as you can see, it's not quite as many as I had envisioned. So we'll be working on that. But this is a purple and pink collection from DutchBlends.com, and I can't remember the name. It is, I think it's like Empire State Collection. Anyway, I'll put it in the video. But it's going to be really pretty once it blooms up. So let's see. So over here, guys, this is our antique planter. This has been here since as long as my grandmother has lived here, and she bought this house probably, I can't even remember, but it's been more than 50 years that she's been in this home, and she had been in this home. And so it's still in pretty good condition for the age that it's in, and so we kept it in memory of her, and it matches the garage and all of that. So you can see the other one over there. So we just kept it. And this is an Encore azalea. This is a autumn, what is it called? It's an autumn, I can't remember. I'll have to put that in the in the video too, but I'll put that down below. But it's an autumn something, but again, it has the same type of fuchsia flowers on it that the other azaleas have. And it actually, these have done really good in this container, guys. They have really, you can't really tell, they took a hit this winter, but I am expecting them to really liven back up. They do turn, their leaves do turn bronze in the winter, as you can see. They haven't started leafing out yet, but we just fertilized them yesterday with some espoma hollytone, and so we're just waiting for them to kick it back up. You know, it's time for the soil to be re-upped, you know, nutrients added back in. So the fertilizer should help. I'm going to add a little bit of compost to the soil as well, to just kind of add the nutrients back. But these are really beautiful, guys, and they've done really well for us in this container. So we have a little circular garden bed. Again, guys, excuse the weeds, but I haven't made it out to do all the spring cleanup and de-weed yet. So, but as you can see, there's a circular garden bed around this planter that we have a variety of tulips and multicolor purple and pinks, hyacinths too. You can kind of see some coming up there, and I think over here as well, see some coming up there, but they're still early, but they're going to be beautiful once they come in. Then I have I had just a couple of great Biscari left over, so I put them kind of all around the perimeter of this pot. Not nearly enough, but they're there. And then let's look at this one, so you can kind of get an overall view of the tulips and hyacinths coming in over here as well, and the Encore azalea. I can't remember the name. It's called an autumn something, but it's really pretty once it starts blooming. And you can kind of see I put a kind of the same hyacinths just around. It's just a few I had left over. So I have some, after these tulips are over, I have a lot of anemones, pink and purples, anemones that I will be, annuals that I will be planting here for the summer color. And then I haven't decided, but there will also be some type of pink and purple flowers in this planter around this azalea as well. So that's coming. And let's just look at a couple of these pots while we're over here. So here is a planter that we planted up with tulips that is slowly but surely blooming. This one has a daffodil collection in it. And it is slower to come up, but there's one. And then this one, this planter has tulip collection in it. I can't remember what collections I put in there, but as you can see, it's slowly but surely coming up as well. Sorry about the glare, guys. It's making it difficult for you guys to appreciate that. But same here. You can see they're coming up slowly but surely. And these are our, excuse the bricks, guys, but I had to put bricks on it so that the wind wouldn't blow them off the table. But these are our Forsythia show-offs. And so I need to go ahead and get them in the ground. This is you can kind of see, this is the lily garden bed. Most of them that have already kind of leafed out is my grandmother's historic original orange daylily. So this is kind of the historic lily that's been here for decades. And since we replenished this garden just a few weeks back, I mean, look how much it's like they were yearning for it. And as soon as you gave them that nutrient and a little rain came, I mean, they leafed out so fast. It was just beyond belief. But you can just kind of see how beautiful all that foliage looks. I can't wait to see how the flowers do. And plus, I left the foliage from last year. They usually get cut down, and so this year I let them stay up and absorb all the nutrients from the sunlight. And it really paid off. Look how they sprung back. So same thing over here. This is more lilies. We also added some Asiatic lilies and pinks that we added to this garden bed when we redid it a few weeks back. Those have not sprouted yet. They probably won't come up into the summer. Over here we have a few, these are Allium Sensations. You can kind of see right there and right there, right here, Allium Sensations. This is some crocus that didn't flower, and I didn't plant these. I think this is some of crocus that my grandmother historically had back here that decided to sprout. So that's what that is. And let's see, so you see all these tulips that is breaking this ground, trying to come out, guys. You can't really appreciate it, but the ground is like breaking and raising up. You kind of see it right here. They're breaking the ground, coming through. Same thing here, they're trying to come through. These are all Grape Muscari, guys, still coming in. This is a lot of tulips. You can kind of see all the tulips that are still early to come in all along the way, and all of these, there's tulips all along here that still have to come in. So this will soon be all tulips. You can kind of see them coming here, kind of see them coming here. You can kind of see them here. And we have a tulip and daffodil blend back there that's still in its early blooming stage. And we have a lot more coming up here. I don't know if you can appreciate the ground is like breaking and rising. You can see them trying to break through, but that's still early. Here I planted some perennial poppies, guys. A beautiful purple color. Only one sprouted. As you can see, this is the one that did sprout. These were bare roots. So these 3 markers marked where I put the 3 bare roots. And so only this one has come up so far. I don't think we're gonna get the other 2. But that's it right there. So for those new gardeners like me who want to know what your plants look like in the early stages when you're planting bare roots, so you know what they look like, this is what a perennial poppy looks like. Okay. Again, these have not come up. I do have some annual poppies that I sowed over here during the winter. So we did them during early February. We just kind of followed some advice from the Impatient Gardeners website and came and just sowed them right on top of the snow. And we do have quite a few that are germinating. So this is a this is an annual poppy here. And then we have a couple more. We have one here. And we also have one here. These are weeds, so don't look at those. But this is one here and one here. We also have a few back here. Can you see it? Right there. Right there. So we also have a few here. It's right there. Can you see that one? It is right there in the center. All right. So what else do we have? So in this garden bed we have, so these are part of a collection called the Tulip Spring Break Mix, and it consists of these beautiful double soft pink tulips and the Grape Muscaris. So I planted like at least 200 over here, so not all of them came up. I don't know, looks like definitely some are still trying to bloom, as you can see, but I don't know what happened. So a lot of them just didn't make it through the winter, I guess. But we'll have to replenish this next fall to see, because they are quite beautiful, and the purple is so beautiful. I just have to really multiply the purple back here, and I think once I do that, with the next planting. It will be so beautiful. We do have some daffodils here. This is a daffodil tulip combination. I can't remember the name, but as you can see, let's see if I can get down so you guys can see. This is a soft peach daffodil. It's really pretty. It's looking yellow here, but it is peach. And then look at the leaves on this tulip. This is a tulip combination that it came with, and it's so beautiful. I can't remember, I don't even remember what these tulips are supposed to look like, but I can tell they're gonna be beautiful. I mean, look at those leaves. And it's still a lot that should be coming up. So there's a lot that is still coming up. It's still quite early for them. So you can see, these are all daffodils. I wish you guys can see the beautiful peach color. You can kind of get a hint of it. Yeah, there you go. Isn't that pretty? And that I just think is beautiful. Look at all those. This is a bulb that I guess obviously has naturalized. And look at all those. So cute, like a mommy and her babies. But I really love this. So we'll be really buying a lot more of these and filling up this area with this combination. I just think it's very beautiful. And I love the double tulips. You know, I had said that with the next fall planting, I'm just going to do all double tulips. But you guys, that I can't do all doubles because I'm going to include a lot more of that Darwin collection that I showed you guys initially, because I just think it's so beautiful and so perfect looking. So let's talk about some of the other things in this garden bed. So these are some Weigelias, and so these get pretty tall. I think this get like 6 feet tall. That is another. So these two I got from Orchard Farm Nursery, and then this is a Wine and Roses Weigela that I got from Proven Winners, excuse me, from Proven Winners. And I don't know if you can kind of see it, but it is just leafing out, and it's leafing out really well. I need to cut it back. That is another heirloom climbing rose that I got from heirloomroses.com, and this is we planted that late last fall. You can guys see the kind of growth that it's put on. I didn't prune it back yet this year at all, but I need to get a trellis because it is ready to start climbing, as you can see. So this is a knockout rose. This is a pink knockout rose. I didn't trim it back, so you can see kind of the leaves that were on it from left over from the winter. This one did pretty well, and so all of the lighter color leaves is the last year's leaves, and all of the other ones is a new leaf that's already kind of leafed out. This is a fuchsia crepe myrtle that we lost. I don't think that's coming back. It is a zone 7, so I lost all my zone 7 stuff. That's a lesson learned. This is another climbing heirloom rose from heirloomroses.com, and these are, I think, high flyer. These are high flyer, so these are just a really bold fuchsia pink rose color combination that we plan to let trellis all up this wall of the garage. This is another knockout rose. This one I transplanted late in fall as I start moving things around in the garden. So as compared to that one over there that we didn't move, this one suffered a little bit, as you can see, but it's leafing out fine. It'll catch up. And this is another climbing rose. They're all the same combination, high flyer, from heirloomroses.com. They're doing beautifully, guys. And this is a purple prince tulip here, which I really love too. I'm going to fill up this area with more purple prince tulips, just kind of in this area here, because they're so beautiful. And I think the rest will put just a bunch of Muscari and or of the spring break collection, the pink and the Muscari. So as we move over a little bit further, we have this planter here that we have another heirloom rose. This is not a climbing rose. These I just planted up. I purchased them the same time that I purchased all of the other heirloom climbing roses. These just got planted up in this planter. They had been in their pots all this time. They wintered over outdoors in their pots, so they really suffered. As you can see, those that have been in the ground since last fall are leafing out beautifully. These have not started to leaf. They do look to be alive. So we'll just have to see. I kind of made them suffer a little bit, so we'll just be patient and see if they kind of leaf out. But also planted up with this, underneath this, are some anemones, and they are sprouting just beautifully, guys. Look at that. So these are some anemone corms that I got from both dutchgrown.com and also from edenbrothers.com, and these are a combination of a anemone decayenne sulfide, which is a beautiful fuchsia color, and also the decayenne blue, which is a beautiful kind of bluish purple color. So I will put pictures of those up. For those of you who follow me on Instagram, I did put a post about these sprouting, and you can see the pictures of what these are going to look like once mature on my Instagram site at The Green Gardener on Instagram. These are some more spring planters that we planted up with tulip bulbs. We planted these later in the season, so they are slower to bloom, but they are coming slowly but surely. Slowly but surely. Same thing with these. And then this is kind of all of my de-weeding that I did from this garden bed, guys. Oh my God. And that's the only garden bed I've gotten to. And more anemones, guys. Another heirloom rose. And these are purple. So this heirloom rose is, which one is this one? This is the Plum Perfect heirloom rose. I think if those do bloom out, they're going to be so beautiful in these planters. And this one is the Ebb Tide. So these are both different shades of purple heirloom roses, and they're a Floribunda type. And then last but not least, guys, this is our last backyard garden bed, and these are all alliums that are blooming. You guys see leafed out in here. It's going to be a beautiful show. So these are a combination of Globemaster, Ambassador, and Gladiator alliums. Also, we have in here, we have the Purple Sensations, as well as the, I'm trying to think, so as well as the Star of Persia allium and the Ostara allium. So this is going to be a beautiful purple and with slights of hints of pink allium bed. Also some of our staples in the garden, our foundation plants, is this. This is a Karen's azalea. These suffered a little bit before I got them in the ground. I got them in the ground kind of early winter, or it actually was midwinter, so they suffered. Midwinter, like I said, and so they're doing pretty well for the way that I neglected them. They wintered over in their pots outdoors, and so poor babies. But when I purchased these early last fall, they were so beautiful. I mean, these were some of the most beautiful plants that I've seen, guys. So I hope they perk back up. You can see it's already trying to bloom out with flowers. Look at that, Jesus. And so this one is the same. This is another Karen's azalea. This one suffered more than the other, so I really need to just come back and cut this one back really hard. It'll take it a couple years to bounce back probably, but I think it'll do just fine, hopefully. This is another crepe myrtle. This is a purple crepe myrtle. I think it's a Purple Prince crepe myrtle that also I lost. So another zone 7 in my zone 6. That lesson learned. I don't think it's coming back, guys. And then these are 2 rows of Sharons back here. These are still alive. I did scrape them back. They are still green, but my research has said that these are pretty late to leaf out in the spring, so be patient with them. But that's one, and that's the other rose of Sharon kind of over there. You guys can see that one. This is another heirloom climbing rose that I lost because I just got this one in the ground late winter. You guys can see over there, you can see that it's dead. I need to take that out. So I'll have to buy another. I'm trying to figure out what kind of, this was a purple climbing rose here. So this was the purple, Quicksilver climbing rose from Heirloom Roses. So, but I think I might just do another high flower just to make it kind of balance with what's happening on the other garage wall. So we probably will put another high flyer there. This bee is like all around me. Okay, so but last but not least, guys, we have a wisteria here, and this is a so this is a Blue Moon reblooming wisteria, and the plant, it's right here. Let's see if I can zoom in so you guys can see, and I'll try to give you a close-up, but it was a dormant bare root that I got from Gurney's, that we do have a planting video up about this one. I just planted this a couple of weeks back, and it is starting to wake up out of dormancy and leaf out, so yay. But the plan is for it so it can trellis up this brick wall and over. That's kind of the plan, guys. So last but not least, we do have some trees that we will want to show you guys on this tour, that we will be adding to the landscape this year. So the first one right here, this is an Avondale redbud, and so we're very excited to be, I love redbuds, and so we'll be adding 2, the Avondale redbud and also the Don Egoff redbud. So the Avondale redbud, unlike other redbuds, gets its blooms from the base, from the trunk all the way to the ends of the branches. It doesn't get very tall like other redbud species, and neither does the Don Egoff. This one does get larger than the Don Egoff, but that again is the Avondale redbud, guys. It is dormant still. We got it from the tree center, and then next to that is this is a flowering pink dogwood that also came from the tree center. And so it also is dormant, still dormant as well. And then next to that we have the old-fashioned jumbo lilac that came from Gurney's. It was a it came as a bare root plant, about 24 inches, and so it wasn't pre-potted up. So we have potted it up in our Dollar Tree planter there. And until we have some space in our garden bed in the landscape to put that. So once our tulips are spent, we will be adding that as well to the garden beds. And then this one, I think this, and then this one is another tree. This one is a Ann Magnolia. And the Ann Magnolia right here, and it came from Tree Center as well. And so that one we'll be adding to the landscape as well. Just haven't had time to plant it yet. And so this is kind of our waiting area. Next to that is another Wine and Rose Weigelia that I didn't plant because I thought it had died, but when I last time I scratched it, it was still green. So I bought this last season, guys, early last fall, when I bought the other 2 Wine and Roses that I showed you in the garden bed. I didn't plant this one because it had, all the leaves fell off. I mean, like the 3rd day that I had it, all the leaves fell off and it never kind of revived itself. So all this time I've been keeping it and watering it, but just thinking it was dead. So right before I was going to throw it away, I decided to scratch it, and it was green, so I kept it. So we'll see what happens to it. But Home Depot, this is a Proven Winners plant that I bought through Home Depot. They did refund it already, so I appreciate that. Again, these are 2 Proven Winners Rosa Sharons. These are going to be, I think these get up to 12 feet tall, guys, with the fuchsia pink blooms. These are the same 2 as the ones I've already showed you in that last garden bed. And these are 2 of our berry bushes, guys. So these both came from Gurneys.com. This is a blackberry bush here, and this is a blueberry bush. And so this is a blackberry Wichita. This is a blackberry Wichita, and then this one is a dwarf blueberry top hat. And so I think we lost some of this. I need to come and prune it, because the more that it leaves out, you can see that probably some of these are dead. But I'm just waiting a while to see what happens, and then I'll come and prune it. But that's it, guys. Thank you so much for joining me on this early spring garden update. We'll do more updates as things mature and blossom along throughout the season, guys. I thank you so much. Again, I'm so glad to be a part of this community. I wish everyone happy springtime and happy gardening. Bye-bye.